So I'm Lupe Perez. I'm the Director of Volunteers and Bereavement for Community Hospice, and I've been here for 17 years. Well, how I became involved with the organization was 26 years ago, Community Hospice helped take care of my mother when she was dying. And 17 years ago, I came to Community Hospice, and I was only supposed to be here temporarily to help with the volunteer department, but 17 years later, I'm still here. My daughter, when she was a little girl, she was about 5, we were having an event at the hospice house, and she looked at me and she said, "You know, I know what Community Hospice does." She says, "The doctors and the nurses, they make people feel better. They can't save them, but they make them feel better. The chaplain, he goes and sings to them, and you and the volunteers, you cheer them up." And, you know, hearing her say that in such a simplistic way, I thought, you know, I think she's right. We had a patient who I will always remember. He was one of just a really special person. When he first went out to the hospice house, he was very alone. He felt that he had no one and that no one cared about him. He really didn't have many visitors. And the volunteers, they started visiting him and really started nurturing and supporting him. And towards the end of his life, he was talking to one of our volunteers and he said, "You know, I know I'm not going anywhere. I know I'm gonna die here." When she asked him how he felt about that, he said, "You know, it's okay, because here I'm loved. You and the other volunteers, you come and see me, and you love me. You don't see what I've done with my life, the mistakes that I've made. You see me, and you love me." And that's so true. Our volunteers are such an incredible part of Community Hospice. They bring, like my daughter said, they cheer people up, and they bring that support and that love that everyone deserves at end of life. The day Mom died, it was such a difficult day. I had just turned 19, so I was really young. And I remember that hospice nurse coming out and that hug that she gave us. She couldn't take away our pain, but just that hug, that support really meant so much to us. It meant a lot to me, knowing that somebody cared enough to come see us and be there to support us. So Community Hospice does that for so many people. We're there at a time in someone's life that is just, it's a frightening time. It's confusing. You know, we can't take away their pain. We can't take away their loss or what they're experiencing, but what an honor it is for us to be there to support them and help them make positive memories and have just be there to hold their hand and let them know that they're not alone while they're going through this. That to me is an honor, and it's one of the best things that Community Hospice does. It's been tremendous growth even during my time here. I remember when we were all on McHenry in one small building, it was a dream back then that we would have a hospice house, that we would be able to support as many families that we support in their grief, the patients that we support. I mean, it's grown. We've touched so many more lives than we could have ever imagined back then. It's grown tremendously, and it's really been such a privilege and an honor to be able to see that growth and how much more we support our community now. There are so many more people out there that need us. There's children. You know, there's so many children out there that have a life-limiting illness, whose parents are frightened and feel so alone. So I really hope that we're able to reach them and be able to be that support for them and walk alongside of them so that they know that they're not alone. They don't have to deal with this by themselves, that they have a group of people who are going to come in and help them. So really being able to provide that support to these parents, and also to so many children that are out there who have lost a loved one and a very special person in their life, be able to be a support to them and continue to increase the amount of kids we're able to take to camp every year and just be able to touch and support many more of them. I feel honored every day that I get to work here, and how exciting that we have been in this community for 40 years. That's just absolutely incredible. And to see the support that the community has given us so that we can keep supporting our families, and it's just an incredible honor to be able to be a part of this. I'm Lupe Perez. I support Community Hospice. Happy anniversary.